Rangers appear to be moving toward a significant decision involving a midfielders, with early indications suggesting progress behind the scenes. As the window approaches and the squad continues to evolve, the club's next steps could quietly shape how the months ahead unfold. While the full picture isn't yet clear, the latest movement hints that an agreement of some form may soon be in place. Let's break this down in today's video, along with all the other Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Kieran Dowell's Rangers career looks set to take another detour as the midfielder edges closer to yet another temporary move away from Ibrox. The 28-year-old spent last season on loan at Birmingham City, where his performances fluctuated over the course of a campaign that ultimately ended in promotion to the English Championship. Despite that experience, Dowell has been unable to carve out any meaningful role back at Rangers, and his early season struggles, most notably during the meeting with Victoria Plzen, only deepened the uncertainty surrounding his future with the Light Blues. Expectations have long been building that Dowell would eventually depart Rangers in 2026, and with the January window just around the corner, that scenario is beginning to feel increasingly imminent. What briefly complicated matters was the arrival of Danny Röhl, with some believing the new manager might take the opportunity to reassess the fringes of the squad and give certain overlooked players a clean slate. That optimism, however, has not translated into reality. Dowell has not featured for a single minute under Röhl, and his last substantial outing remains the 90 minutes he completed against Alloa Athletic back in August. Now, according to Alan Nixon on his Patreon, Championship side Hull City are keen to take Dowell on loan for the remainder of the season, and the player himself is reportedly open to returning south of the border. Nixon states that Hull want Dowell on loan this winter, adding that the midfielder is open to the move as he weighs up his options away from Ibrox. Hull's interest comes despite the club operating under a two-window transfer fee restriction enforced by the EFL. While they cannot spend on permanent deals, they are still allowed to bring in players on loan pending league approval. There is confidence within the Tigers camp that an agreement can be reached, even though they already have 4 loan players on their books and can only field 5 in any given match. From their perspective, Dowell represents a low-risk, high-utility addition for a squad still navigating financial handcuffs. Yet from a Rangers standpoint, the logic of sanctioning another loan is far more debatable. Allowing Dowell to head out again mid-season raises clear questions about long-term planning at Ibrox. If there is genuinely no intention to utilize him, as suggested by his total absence from matchday squads under Röhl, then another temporary spell seems only to delay the inevitable. Rangers have been attempting to streamline the squad and create space, both in numbers and financially, for their own recruitment goals. In that context, a permanent exit would more effectively serve the club's needs than another loan that brings limited return. Dowell's desire for regular football was understandable, and a move back to England could reinvigorate a career that has stalled in Glasgow. But for Rangers, simply sending him out again without recouping a fee or freeing up his full wages appears counterproductive. As the January window approaches, clarity will be needed on whether the club prioritizes short-term convenience or decisive long-term squad management. Before we get into our next story, if you are enjoying today's video and you would like to see more and stay updated with the latest Rangers news, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a video. Thank you, let's get back into the video. In other news, Rangers' 3-0 win over Kilmarnock should have been a straightforward afternoon of positivity, but much of the post-match discussion was dominated by mounting frustration with Nasser Jiga. Despite the comfortable scoreline, the on-loan Wolves defender once again found himself at the centre of criticism from supporters who have grown increasingly uneasy with his performances since his arrival. Gigiga's struggles in the Scottish Premiership have been clear for several weeks. His technical qualities are evident, and against Kilmarnock, he actually completed more passes than any other player on the pitch. Yet Rangers fans are not questioning his comfort on the ball. It is his defensive awareness, positioning, and decision-making that continue to cause alarm. While Rangers were not punished this time, the recurring mistakes have created an uncomfortable sense of vulnerability within the backline. The context surrounding his selection cannot be ignored. Danny Röhl is working with limited options, with John Souttar and Derek Cornelius both sidelined until the new year. That shortage has effectively made Giga the default choice, even as concerns over his form intensify. Supporters have not held back in expressing their frustration, with social media becoming a focal point for those feeling that patience has already worn thin. One fan was particularly blunt, writing, "Giga's tracking back for the clearance is the worst, get him the hell out of our club." Another described aspects of his defending as amateur hour, while a third simply labelled the Burkina Faso international awful. Reflecting a widely shared sentiment, one supporter urged the club to send Giga back in January. These reactions speak to a larger issue, the growing belief that the defensive unit lacks stability when Giga starts. Mistimed pressures, slow reactions, and lapses in concentration have repeatedly placed Rangers under avoidable pressure. While his physical attributes and composure in possession offer positives, they have not been enough to offset the moments of uncertainty that continue to define much of his play. There is, however, an internal alternative, one that Röhl has so far declined to use. Clinton Nasiala, 21, remains without a single minute of action this season, despite ending the last campaign with encouraging performances that hinted at genuine potential. The French centre-back is still developing and is not without flaws, but he does possess valuable experience in the league, and is viewed by some fans as a more natural fit for the defensive demands of Scottish football. Yet Röhl has kept Nsiala rooted to the bench for 4 consecutive league matches. His reluctance raises questions about how he views the young defender's readiness, especially at a time when the starting options are under heavy scrutiny. With both Souttar and Cornelius still weeks away from returning, the manager's stance will inevitably face greater examination if Giga's performances continue to generate frustration. For now, Rangers are winning and winning well, but the debate around the centre-back position is intensifying, and unless the situation changes, Röhl may soon be forced into a decision he's been trying to avoid. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.